Okay, hey everybody, Happy New Year. Thank you for joining the challenge. We've raised over 500 quid, so for Mind, which is awesome, and well done for getting on your mat on New Year's Day. I'm going to confess to something. So if you are watching this recording, this is not this morning's 10:45 recording because I am an absolute idiot and I forgot to hit record. So this is me doing it again on New Year's Day, round 2. So yeah, enjoy the recording. If you've got any questions, give me a shout, just DM me. If not, enjoy. Okay, so come to standing at the top of your mat. We'll have our big toes touching. We'll have heels 1 inch apart. I'm just going to set a timer, which is cool because I actually did do that in the class this morning. Forgot my timer as well. So big toes touching, 1 inch gap between the heels, hands into the center of the chest, into one of the yoga mudras called Anjali Mudra. Closing down the eyes and just tuning into the space you're in. Checking into the body, checking into the mat. Maybe just having a moment to just be really grateful to be in 2021, start of a new year, and to be really proud that you managed to get off your ass and on your mat today. Taking a quick scan of the body, lifting all 10 toes up off the mat and placing them back down. Really turning on the inner thigh muscles, rotating the thighs to go up towards each other to really lift the kneecaps. Keeping the pelvis nice and neutral, so no sticking out of the bum. And just relaxing the muscles in the butt. So no holding on to the butt here. Send the shoulder blades down the back. And just check into your heartbeat with your thumbs connected to the chest. Just feel how your heart feels today. Should be nice and steady. Watch the chest and the belly rise as you inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Come into the Ujjayi breath, that sound of the breath. So if you're not familiar with this breath, you inhale through the nose, slightly contracting the throat to create a sound. And then exhale through the nose, contracting the throat to create the sound. One more deep breath in here. See if you can lift the crown any higher, the crown of the head, without raising the chin. Standing tall. And deep exhale. Blinking the eyes open. Coming back into the mat, taking the hands down by the side. And we will begin. Have a great practice. Inhale, raise the arms up over the head to a diagonal, fingertips touch, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring the palms down the center line and fold over. Take the fingertips either side of the toes. We want chest on thighs for this forward fold, so just take a bend in the knees if you need to. Inhale, raise the chest to a flat back, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, take the hands down. We'll take the right foot back, we'll take the left foot back. So we want the hands under the shoulders for this plank. Lowering down on the exhale to Chaturanga. So either dropping the knees and tucking the toes and really tucking the tailbone under as we lower chest and hips meet the mat at the same time. Inhale, press the feet into the back of the mat, rise up for up dog. Exhale, come back to the mat, tuck the toes and push yourself back into down dog. So this might be the first down dog of the day, so making sure that you bend the knees here if you need to. Maybe pedaling the feet out, maybe nodding the head, and then shaking the head. Just waking everything up here. Making sure that the heels are slightly turned out, just to create some space in the lower back. Exhaling, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward and come to the top of your mat. Continuing the inhale, raise the chest to a flat back. You can have hands on shins. Exhaling, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, fingertips touch, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, come back, hands to your side, Samasthiti. So that's one round of sun salutation A. We'll do another few. Inhale, raise the arms, fingertips touch at the diagonal. Exhale, palms come in as we fold over, Uttanasana, bend those knees. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, raise up to a flat back. Exhale, step, or maybe this time you'll jump to plank and lower down, Chaturanga. Chest and hips meet the mat at the same time. Inhale to up dog, send the shoulder blades down. Exhale, back to the mat, tuck the toes, and push strongly back into downward facing dog. So in this dog, have a look at your hands, make sure that they are in line with one another. You don't have one hand going further forward than the other. Turning the heels out, making sure that the feet are at least hip distance, and sending the tailbone, the sit bones up to the sky. So we want a nice, lovely long back here. Exhaling, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward, step up or jump to the top of the mat. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, folding over, Uttanasana. Inhaling, coming all the way back up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, release. Cool. Inhale, raise the arms up, fingertips touch. Exhale, palms come in, fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift to a flat back, lift the gaze. Exhale, step or jump back to plank, lowering down, Chaturanga. Elbows brush the ribcage. Inhale, up to upward dog, send those shoulders down. And exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Remembering to take some nice long breaths here. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Bend the knees on the exhale, look forward. Inhaling, step or jump to the top of your mat. Lift the chest to a flat back, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhaling, bend the knees if you need to for forward fold. Inhale, come to stand, fingertips touch at the diagonal. And exhale, release. Cool, we'll do 3 sun salutation Bs next. Inhale, deep bend of the knees, lift the chest, tuck the tailbone under, Utkatasana. So we really want to be lifting the chest up while we tuck the tailbone under. Exhaling, fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, lift to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, jump back to Chaturanga, lower down with control, arms brush the sides of the body. Inhale to up dog, press the back of the feet into the mat, and exhale, come back to the mat, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back for down dog. Looking forward, bring the right foot to replace the right thumb, back heel drops 45 degrees. Deep bend in the front knee, inhale to warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, right foot to the back, Chaturanga. And tuck the toes on the inhale to up dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. This time, left foot replaces left thumb, back heel drops 45. We want to square the hips off to the front of the mat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, send the hands down, left foot to the back and lower down. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, come into down dog. Nice. Everybody take a nice long inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Tune back into that Ujjayi breath, that deep breathing. Bending the knees, look forward, inhaling, step or jump to the top of the mat. Lift the chest to a flat back. On the exhale, we fold over Uttanasana. On the inhale, we take a deep bend of the knees, we come back into that chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, we come to stand. Awesome. Inhale, deep bend of the knees, tuck the tailbone, lift the chest bone. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold over. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to Chaturanga. Lower down with control. Untuck the toes, lift to up dog. Exhaling, come back down, downward dog. Warrior one, so right foot replaces right thumb, back heel drops 45. Square the hips off, deep bend in the front knee. Exhale, take the hands down, send the right foot back, tuck the tailbone, lower down, elbows, brush the side of the body. Inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. Left foot replaces left thumb, drop the back heel 45. Inhale to warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Left foot to the back, you know where you're going. Come to the knees if you need to and lower chest and hips together. Inhale to up dog. Exhale back to down dog. You're nearly there. I know it's New Year's Day and you're thinking, what the hell have I signed up to? Why am I doing this? It's all just fun. Bending the knees on the exhale. Inhale, look forward. Step your way up to the top of the mat. Lift the chest to a flat back. And exhale, fold over. Inhale, deep bend of those knees, come into that chair pose. Really reach up with the hands and tuck the tailbone. And exhale, come to stand. One more, guys. Inhale, deep bend of the knees, come into chair pose. Exhale to Uttanasana. Inhale to lift. Exhale, find your way to plank. Lower down, Chaturanga with control. And tuck the toes, lift to up dog. Send those shoulders down. Exhaling, find your way back into down dog. Right foot replaces right thumb. Drop the back heel 45. Rise up to warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, hands come down. Right foot to the back. Lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, come back to down dog. Left foot replaces left thumb. Back heel drops 45. Deep bend in the front knee. Exhaling, send the left foot back. Come down, Chaturanga. Lift to up dog. And exhale, find your way back to down dog. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Thinking about those sit bones. Really tilting the pelvis, sending the sit bones up to the sky. Bend the knees on the exhale. Inhale, look forward and come back to the top of the mat. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, deep bend of those knees, come into chair. Really shine that chest up. And exhale to stand. Awesome, guys. I hope the lighting is okay. I'll just turn this on. It might help a little bit. Okay, cool. Right, everybody. Big toes touching, 1 inch gap between the heels, hands on hips. Then we're going to jump out to hip distance with our feet. So take the feet to hip distance. Turn the heels out slightly, toes in slightly. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold over. We're taking big yogi toe lock here. So first 2 fingers of each hand are going to wrap around the big toe of each foot. Then press the thumb into the big toe. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the arms. Exhale, deep bend the elbows. Use the pull of the hands to bring your chest onto your thighs. Bend the knees here if you need to. We want the chest on the thighs. Send the shoulders away from the ears. Really deep bend in those elbows. We want 90 degrees in those elbows. Use the pull of the fingers and the push of the big toes to send you deeper. Padangusthasana. Inhale, lift the chest, flat back, straighten the arms. On the exhale, take the left hand, slide it under the left foot. So we're standing on the palm of our left hand. Take the right hand, slide it under the right foot. So your toes should come up to where your wrist is. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, deep bend of the elbows. You're probably going to need to bend the knees here, even if you didn't in the previous posture. This is Padangusthasana. This is a massive stretch. We're really working those hamstrings, stretching them out. Really use the biceps to pull those elbows nice and wide, pull you nice and deep into the pose. Try not to lean back in the heels, try to have weight across the foot. You know that's pretty hard when you're standing on your hands. Nice. Inhale, straighten the legs, look forward, straighten the arms. Exhale, release the hands to the hips and come all the way back to stand. Nice. From here, hands on hips, we'll take the right leg all the way out. So we take it all the way down the mat. Turn both sets of toes, all 10 toes, facing the right side of the mat. Nice. From here, swivel the right heel in. So we've now got the right foot parallel to the mat. Take your hands into a T position. We'll come into triangle or trikonasana. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, pivot from the right hip and lower that right hand as low down as you can. Just pivoting on that hip. So we're leaning back here. We're looking up to the top hand. If you've got a block, you can always place a block down. That'll just help you really open up the shoulders, open up the top body. Nice. Exhale, look down to the right foot. Inhale, come all the way back up and we change sides. Taking the other side. So swivel the right heel out, swivel the left heel in. Hands into a T. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, we pivot over to the left, taking that left hand down the leg, looking up to the top hand if you can. If that hurts your neck, just look down to the bottom. Stretch that right arm up, but send the shoulder blade back into its socket. Utthita Trikonasana or triangle pose. Exhaling, turn to look down at that left foot. Inhale, come all the way back up and go back to the top of the mat. Nice. So we'll take revolved triangle here. So take your hands, place the backs of the hands into the small of your back. So that natural curvy bit that we've got there. From here, take that left foot about halfway down the mat. We want the left foot at 45-degree angle. We want the front foot completely parallel to the long side of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, but only go as far as you can until you lose the lower curve in the back. So that may just take you to here, or you may go further. Then take the left hand on the outside of either the thigh, the calf, or to the floor. Inhale, take the right hand out directly from the shoulder, and exhale, turn to look up to the ceiling, looking up to that top hand, sending the left hip forward, sending the right hip back. And exhale, look down at the front foot. Inhale, come back to stand. Taking the hands in the small of the back, we'll switch sides. So right foot comes halfway down the mat, 45 degrees. Front foot is parallel to the top of the mat. Tuck the tailbone under here. So we don't want any sort of swinging into the lower back. We want to nicely tuck under. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold over only as far as you can without losing that nice curve at the lower back. Then inhaling, taking that right arm either across the body to the thigh, the calf, or to the floor. Inhale, take the left arm out to the side, look at it. And then exhale, slowly twisting the body to look up to the top hand. Twisting it a little bit deeper with every exhale. Sending the left hip back, sending the right hip forward. And exhale, look down at the left foot. Inhale, come back to standing. Revolve triangle. Taking the hands on hips, taking the right foot back out into this wide-legged position. It's a bit dark on the screen, but hopefully you can see me okay. Take the hands back into a T. From here, swivel the right heel in. So the right foot is now parallel to the long side of the mat. Take a deep bend in that right knee. You might need to shuffle the right foot forward to make sure the knee is directly over the heel. Suck the belly in, lift the tailbone. Inhale, exhale. We're either going to take the forearm onto our thigh, or we're going to hover it so that the hand is hovering above the middle archway of the right foot. Sending the left arm up and over onto a diagonal, looking up past the armpit. Parsvakonasana. Deep breathing here. Keep rotating the body up to the ceiling. Nice. Exhale, look down at the right foot. Inhale, come back up, straighten the leg. We change sides. So swivel the right heel out, swivel the left heel in. So we've now got the left foot parallel to the long side of the mat. Arms into a T, deep bend in that left knee. So you can see here I need to shuffle that knee, that foot forward to have the knee directly over the ankle. Inhale, exhale, left hand over to the left middle of the arch of the foot, or take the forearm onto the thigh. Let the right arm come up and over on the diagonal, looking up, rotating the torso to the ceiling. Deep bend in that left knee. Tucking the tailbone under, sucking the belly in. Nice. Exhaling, look down. Inhale, come all the way back up and come back to the top of your mat. Nice. We'll take some wide leg forward folds. So hands on hips, right foot back down the long side of the mat again. So we want the feet now to be at least as wide as the wrists over the ankles. So taking your hands out, just check that your feet are nice and wide. Turn the heels out slightly. From here, take the hands onto the hips. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, inhale. Exhale, fold over. So let the body fold over the legs. Taking the hands down, shoulder width. If you can't get the hands down, then bend the knees to get there. Then walking the hands back, bending the elbows and taking the chest through the legs as much as you can. So if your head touches the floor, then you just need to shuffle your feet in slightly. Deep bend of the elbows, we want 90-degree angles with those elbows. This is Padottanasana. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the arms. Exhale, hands on hips, come all the way up. Nice. Taking the hands behind you, clasping the hands. So when I say clasp, I mean clasping fingers like this. So taking the hands behind you, clasping them together. sending the hands down the body so we retract the shoulder blades. Inhaling, exhaling. We're going to fold over, and when we get all the way over, we'll take the hands away from the body. So you really need to retract those shoulder blades in towards one another to do this. Ride the breath like a wave. So on the inhale, take a deep breath. On the exhale, see if you can send those hands over a bit more. Inhaling, come all the way back up. Release the hands and come back to the top of your mat. So there are 4 Padotanasanas, but I only want to do 2 today. And it's New Year's Day, so we can do whatever we want. Cool. Okay, from here, taking the hands onto the hips. Take the left leg about halfway down the mat. We want the hips facing to the front of the mat, so square the hips off. Make sure the feet are at least hip distance. So even though the feet aren't together, if the feet are too close to each other, we end up being on a little bit of a tightrope, which we don't want. So make sure that you've got a nice stance here. The right foot should be completely parallel to the long side of the mat. 2 options with the hand positions. You can either take opposite elbow to opposite hand, or if that's not working, just grab hold of the opposite arms. If not, you're going to take reversed hands together. That just helps us open up the shoulders. So whichever option you're going for, take that now. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold over that right leg. See if you can get that forehead to touch the shin. Send the elbows back. This is Padottanasana. And then inhale, slowly come back up. And exhale, come back to the mat. Sending the right foot back, halfway down the mat, making sure the right foot is at 45 degrees, the front foot is parallel to the front of the mat. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, we tilt over and fold over that left leg. Make sure to wrap the right hip forward, send the left hip back. See if you can get the forehead on the shin just for a moment. And inhale, slowly come up. And exhale, replace the feet to each other. Cool. So we'll take a balance before we then take a little bit of movement standing, and then we'll come to the floor. And hopefully you'll be able to see me a bit better when we get to the floor. So bring your feet together. Big toes are touching, heels are touching. So different to the way we started. Then take 1 inch gap between the toes. So standing like a penguin. Got a V shape with the feet. Take the hands into prayer position. Then come up onto the ball of the left foot. We're either going to place that left heel above the right ankle, or we're going to take the foot flat to the side of the calf, or we are going to bring the foot up onto the inside thigh. So whichever option you take, we want the hips to be nice and level. So imagine you're wearing a belt. You don't want the belt to be skewy, which is what tends to happen here. We tend to either have one side higher and one side lower. So try and create a nice neutral balance here. Opening that left knee up, we'll just open that hip, loosen up that hip joint. Take the hands together into prayer. For extra challenge, you can raise the arms up and over the head. For even more of a challenge, you can look up. And for even more, you can close the eyes. Send the shoulder blades down the back if you're looking up. Vrikshasana or tree pose as we know it. Exhaling, take the hands back down the center line. Release the foot. Let's take the other side. So this time, come onto the ball of the right foot. Heel is on the ankle or just above the ankle. Take your option. So either leave it there, come onto the calf, come onto the inner thigh. We never come onto the knee joint is really precious, we want to look after it. So don't put the foot on the knee. Making sure we've got that levelness. Imagine that belt you're wearing, keep it nice and level. Open up that right knee to open up the right hip. Square the hips forward. If you want challenge, take the arms up and overhead, gaze to the fingertips. Fingertips touching, thumbs apart. Smile if you're wobbling. And exhale. Take the hands through the center line and release the foot. Awesome. Come back to the top of the mat. Have the big toes touching, 1 inch gap between the heels. Inhale, take a deep bend of the knees, come into Utkatasana chair pose. So fingertips are touching, we're lifting the chest. Now make sure that you have the right distance between the knees. So what we tend to do is we have the knees touching, because it's easier. So take the hands into prayer and slide your prayer in between your knees. That's the distance that you want to have. You can have the arms open if it's not working for you to have the fingertips touching. Sit nice and low. And exhale, fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale to a flat back, look up. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Lowering down, chaturanga, chest and hips meet the mat at the same time. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Right foot replaces right thumb, back heel drops 45. Deep bend in that front knee, come into warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. Then start to wriggle that right foot over to the left. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Then straightening the leg, turn the heel out. So you're now facing the long left side of the mat. Then turn the left heel in. Deep bend in that left knee, we'll come into warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So suck the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. Make sure you can see the left big toe and you're sending the left knee out to the left. From here, take the arms back up, shuffle that left foot over, swivel the hips to face the back end of the mat. So now we're in warrior 1, facing the wrong way. Take a breath here. And shuffle that left foot over to the right. Swivel to face the long end of the mat. Turn the heels in. Turn the right heel in. Deep bend in the right knee. We come into warrior 2 on this side. And then turning to face the front. Swiveling the right foot over to the right. We come back into warrior 1. So we're back where we started. Exhaling, take the hands down. Send the right foot back. You know where you're going now, so chaturanga. Into up dog on the inhale. Send the shoulder blades down. And push back to down dog on that exhale. Whew, we made it. Well, I've made it twice, but we've gone through the standing series. So now we need to come to the mat. So you've got 2 choices. You can either take the knees down, swing the legs out in front of you, or you can take a jump. So if you're jumping, you're in down dog, you're bending the knees, looking forward, coming up onto the tiptoes, springing forward, crossing the legs in the air, putting the feet down onto the mat, and then sitting back. Okay, cool. So, taking the legs out in front of you, flexing the toes. I'll just go side on, because I think you can see me a bit better. Okay. Taking the fingertips either side of the hips, send the shoulders down the mat. We're looking down to the toes. We're flexing the toes, flexing the feet strongly back. Relaxing the shoulders. This is Dandasana. Then inhale, raise the arms up over the head, look up, and exhale, fold forward. Take yogi toe lock again. So first two fingers wrap around each big toe. The thumbs are pressing into the toes. Inhale, lift the chest, really flatten the back off, and exhale, bend the elbows and fold over. It's cool to take a bend in the knees here if you need to. It might also be nice to sit on a block. If you've got one, the block will just elevate the hips. It'll give you more space to go forward. We're looking just over the toes. We're not rounding the back, so we do not want this. This is no good for our backs. We want nice long backs. Paschimottanasana. Then inhale, straighten the arms, look forward, maybe lift those feet off the floor for a moment, and exhale, release. From here, take the hands behind you a few inches. Okay. Then inhaling, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhaling, lift up. Lift the hips up, Purvottanasana. Exhaling, come back to the mat. Nice. So from here, we'll take another forward fold. I'm just going to face you for this one. Hopefully you can see the sun is shining so much into this room. Okay, so rolling onto the left butt cheek, bending the right knee, take that leg back. So you've got the right calf on the outside of the right thigh. We want the right foot to be pointed. So we don't want the foot to look like this. We want the foot to be pointing. I'm just going to see if I can move this a bit more. Okay, cool. So, any discomfort in the knees, then sit on a block. If when you're sitting on the block, this right knee still doesn't feel good, do not do this pose, do the previous forward fold. It's really important we protect the knees. Inhale, lift the arms up, lift the gaze up. Exhale, tilt forward, clasp the hands, take them around the front foot. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift up. Exhale, deep bend of the elbows, looking over the big toe. So we want to go down towards, along the leg and not down. We don't want to be rounding in the back. Keep breathing here. This is Trianga, Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Keep bending those elbows. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, and exhale, come out of it. We'll switch sides. So leaning onto that right butt cheek, take the left leg in. You might need to move the calf muscle tissue away to be able to get the calf next to the thigh. Making sure that we do not have the feet flexed here on the left foot. You want the left foot pointed. Sit on your block if you need to. If there's any discomfort in the knee, don't do it. Flexing the right toes. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Clasp the hands around the front of the foot. Inhale, straighten the arms and look forward. Really create length in the spine. And exhale, deep bend of the elbows, fold over. Take some nice deep inhales here, followed by long exhales. Tune back into your Ujjayi breath if you've forgotten it. And inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, and exhale, release. Nice. Bring the left foot back to the front. Okay, next we're going to take this right knee, bend the knee, place the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. So we're going to let this right knee just fall flat. It may be up here, and it might feel comfortable to have a block there. But if it can, just let it hang, basically. So we're just opening up the right hip. Flexing the left toes, Janu Shasana. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, clasping the hands around the toes. If this isn't working, grab a strap, use a strap. I'll just demonstrate that for you. So if when you lean forward, you're hunched over like this, I'll show you side on actually. So if when you're leaning forward, you can't do it without kind of creating this hunch in the back, what we want is length in the back. So not hunched, long. So if that's not possible, take a strap or like a bathrobe towel or something, bathrobe belt, and just take the strap onto the ball of the foot and pull on the strap and then fold forward. It'll massively change how this stretch feels. Okay, inhale, lift up, release. Switch sides, so left foot comes on the inner thigh. Left knee falls flat to the mat. Inhale, raise the arms up, flex the right toes, and exhale, fold over, using your strap if you need to. Take a deep bend of the elbows. Inhale, straighten the arms, look up, and exhale, fold deeper. Making sure to keep the spine nice and long, no rounding. The gaze is just over that big toe. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest, and exhale, release. We shall take a vinyasa here. So 2 options again. So basically we want to get into plank from here. So you can either take the hands behind you. Inhale, lift the legs up, zip the legs together, point the toes. I'll do this in slow motion. So as you bend the knees, you cross the ankles. And then you propel yourself forward so that the outside of the feet touches the floor. The hands come down flat in front of you and you spring the legs back into chaturanga. And then you lower down. So that's one option. The other option is from here, you just take the legs out to the side, you come into tabletop, and you take the legs back into chaturanga. So whatever's going to work for you, we're now in our plank, and we're lowering down. Inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. From here, we'll come to seated, same as last time. So inhale, swoop forward, and let the bum drop as gracefully as you can. Okay, face you again for this one. So flexing the feet here, we'll take Marichiasana, one of the seated postures. So bring that right foot flat next to the left knee. Take your hands on the outside of the shin. Inhale, lift the chest. So we are not doing this. We're sitting up nice and tall. Again, if sitting up nice and tall is a bit of a challenge, sit on a block. It'll make it much, much easier. So lifting the chest up. Lift the left arm up to the sky. 2 options. Either wrap the left arm around the right knee, take the right fingertips behind you and look over that right shoulder. Or you can inhale, lift the left arm up, bend the left elbow, take it on the outside of that right knee, take the hands into prayer in the center of the chest, and use that prayer to turn you to look over the right shoulder. Keep breathing here. Look far back as much as you can. And then inhale, slowly turn to look forward and exhale, release. Switching sides, bring that left foot flat next to the right knee. Take whichever option you took last time. So sitting up nice and tall, raising the right arm up, inhale, exhale, we twist, we send the right arm either wrapping around the knee or we'll come into this prayer position. Looking over the left shoulder, flexing the right toes as much as you can. Use the push of the knee against the arm and the arm against the knee to send you deeper into the twist. Inhale, slowly look forward. And exhale, release. Nice. We'll take another vinyasa. So whichever option you want to, you're going to meet me in down dog. So we're either lifting up, rolling over the feet and coming into our plank, lowering on the exhale to chaturanga, Inhaling to up dog and exhaling to down dog. From here, up onto the balls of the feet and spring loading forward, come into sitting. So next is everybody's favourite, Navasana, which is boat pose. So take the hands behind the knees, bring the knees into the chest, come up onto the tippy toes. Take the hands away from the knees, take them to the side here. So what we don't want is, again, rounding in the back. So sitting nice and tall, creating length here. This might be enough for you. If not, you're going to lift the feet off the floor. If when you lift the feet off the floor, you get this sag in the lower back, drop the feet and just work on extending the back. Taking some nice deep breaths here. And exhale. Take the feet down to the mat. Wrap the arms around the legs and crunch over. Take a moment. Boat pose. Boat pose on New Year's Day. You must be crazy. Okay, get yourself ready for the second round. Hands behind your knees, up onto the tiptoes, hands either side of you, and lift the legs up. Keep shining the chest up, keep smiling, it's only yoga. Keep breathing, pointing the toes, zipping the legs together, and exhale. Drop the knees, drop the feet, curl over the knees. Setting yourself up for your last boat. So coming back into your prep, lifting the legs if that's where you're going, straightening the back. Feel the abs working. Resist the urge to give up. And exhale, release. Curl over. Nice, good job everyone. Okay, from here, swivel around. I'll face you. Take the feet so that the soles of the feet are touching. Then clasp the hands around the front of the feet and bring the heels in towards you. We're sitting up nice and tall here. We're letting the knees go out to the side. We're bringing the heels as close into the pubic area as we can. Sit up nice and tall, inhale. As you exhale, just lean forward, so no rounding, just leaning. Take the elbows wide, see if you can send the knees any lower. Baddha Konasana A. Notice how the knees will fall with every exhale as we release deeper into the posture. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, take the feet out in front of you. So keeping the feet touching. Hopefully you can see that with me. So I've still got the balls of the feet touching, but I've taken the feet out away from me to create a bit of a diamond shape. Take the hands onto the shin. Inhale, really lift up out of the sit bone. Create length in the back. As you exhale, just fold over. So all the way through the class, I've been saying no rounding. It's okay to create some rounding in the back here. Just let the hands go out in front of you. With every exhale, see if you can go deeper into the pose. And inhale, roll all the way back up. Nice. Bring the knees together. Take the feet flat to the floor. Take the hands either side of you and slowly roll down the mat. All the way down. Nice. Okay, so from here, we'll have both feet flat to the mat. you need to be able to just tickle the backs of the heels with your hands. So if you can't do that, bring the feet up closer to you, to your butt. Hands by your side. Inhale, flatten the spine. So you'll see we've all got this natural curve in the lower back. As we inhale, we want to tilt the pelvis to flatten the spine into the mat. Then as we exhale, we lift the hips up high off the mat, coming into a modified version of Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose. Take the hands, clasp them underneath the body, and then wriggle the shoulders in towards each other. So we've got the retraction of the shoulders, the lifting of the hips. Keep breathing. And exhale. Slowly release the hands and lower the hips back to the mat. So from here, you've got two choices. You can either take that variation of bridge again, or you can try Urdhva Dhanurasana, or wheel as most people know it. So if you are taking bridge again, then please do that. If you are taking Urdhva Dhanurasana, then you can follow me. So inhaling, lifting the arms up to the ceiling. Then bend the elbows, take the hands either side of the ears, have the fingertips facing back towards the shoulders, making sure the feet are still hip distance, so don't bring the feet close together. Zipping the elbows in towards each other. We don't want the elbows to be sticking out, we want to have them nice and tight to the side of the head. Inhale, flatten the back again. Exhale, we'll lift up and all the way into wheel. Really sending the chest through the arms. And then when you're ready to come down, chin comes to the chest. We slowly lower onto the shoulders. We do not lower onto the head because your brain is in there. So lower to the shoulders. Nice. Then from here, take the feet as wide as the mat and just windscreen wiper the legs. So we're dropping both knees to the left, both knees to the right. Just releasing some space in the lower body. Nice, come back to neutral. From here, taking the legs out in front of you. If you know that you struggle to touch your toes, then have a strap handy or, you know, like a belt or something similar, just something that you can grab around the feet. So from here, bend the right knee. Take the first two fingers of the right hand, take the yogi toe lock. So I'll show you in both variations. So take big two toes around the take the two first fingers around the big toe. Then we're going to inhale and straighten that right leg. Now, you may not be able to straighten the leg and you may not have a strap, so you're going to be hanging out here. What you're going to be doing is pressing the foot away from you and pulling on the arm. Then you're still getting a stretch in this hamstring. If you can straighten the leg and have the arm, have the hand holding the toes, do so. If you've got that variation, then you need to suck the shoulder back so the shoulder blade comes to the floor and bend the elbow. So that may be really tough for you. So if it is, then you straighten your leg, you take your strap and you use the strap and the pull on the strap to send the shoulder down to the mat, elbows out to the side. Press into the left hip here, don't let it rise up. And then wherever you are, whatever variation you've got, we're going to turn the right knee out to the right and send the right leg over. Now you may be able to go all the way, but what will happen is this left hip will lift. So only go as far as you can before that left hip starts to come off the mat. Then inhale, bring the leg back in. Take the hands either side of the foot, flex the toes and lift up. looking up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring the left knee in, we'll do it the same on the other side. So now you know what you're doing. Take whichever variation of the grip you need, whether that's bent knee, straight arm, or the strap. So inhaling then, really straightening that leg, feel that hamstring work, and send the left shoulder back to the mat. Turn the left knee out to the left and start to drop that left leg over to the side, keeping a bend in the elbow, keeping that right hip grounded. Then inhale, bring the leg back in. Point the toes, lift the head and chest off the mat, arms either side of the foot. See how much you can bring that leg in towards you for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take the feet to each corner of the mat. Let the hands come down by the side, palms facing up to the ceiling. Tuck the chin in, close down the eyes. You made it into Shavasana. You finished day 1 of the 14-day challenge on New Year's Day, which is probably the day that nearly everybody takes off. So just take a moment to give yourself some praise for getting on your mat today, for working the body. Slowly bringing some movement back into the body. Moving the ankles from side to side. Wiggling the toes. Sweeping the thumb over each of the fingers. Raise the arms up and over the head if you've got space. Have a nice long stretch here. Bring the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the knees, hug them in. Maybe taking some rocks from side to side if it feels good. And then letting one of those rocks roll you all the way over into a fetal position. Take a last moment here, maybe set an intention for your practice, for your year. And then slowly, keeping the eyes closed if you can, come back up to seated. Taking the hands into the center of the chest. Rubbing the hands together, creating some heat. Once you've created a bit of heat, cup the eyes with the palms of the hands. Lower the shoulder blades down the back. Feel that heat move from the hands into the face and the eyes. Take the palms into the center of the chest. Take a deep inhale here. Open the mouth and exhale. Gently blinking the eyes back open. Thank you so much for being on the challenge and doing the practice today. Happy New Year. Namaste, yogis. Hopefully you could see me with the lighting changing throughout the practice. And hopefully you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, just drop me a DM. And if not, I will see you bright and early tomorrow on the mat. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day.